one of the things I'd like to ask you about, which is pertinent to our business and what we do, and to how leadership view the world, is perhaps what you measure and assess when you're looking to hire, the values, the principles that you look to identify in people. What's important to you?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's probably, it's probably one of those answers I could go on for a long time about. But maybe just a couple of things. I mean, the first is obviously, the performance piece, right? I mean, I want, when I look for people who are, kind of self-motivated, driven, who have a passion for making a difference, right? I tend not to hire status quo type people who can take what you have and run it really well. And there's something to be good about. I want people who kind of have the hunger and the passion to excel in new and different ways. And that's maybe a kind of a given, right? But then there's some of the things that are a whole lot tougher. I look for people who have kind of what I would call fundamental decency, and this is not an easy thing to kind of tease out in a short interview, but I want people who really are decent, and I mean kind of high ethics, high integrity, who treat people well, even if they don't agree with them, or even if they're dealing with someone who's a lower performer. I still think that you can treat people in a decent way. I think the whole cultural piece is incredibly important, right? And I always like to ask people about, kind of previous employers, what the culture's been like, what they liked in the culture, what they didn't like in the culture. If they could take one piece of the previous employer's culture with them, what would they bring? Because that gives you a feel of kind of what they value in the work around them. I look for self-awareness, I like asking people about what they think others think about them. And I usually ask them to do so in 3 words. So, take one of your colleagues and ask them to describe you in 3 words. What 3 words would they use? And usually those are 3 good words. And then I go on and say, okay, well, tell me, when I push them and say, okay, tell me something about someone, that 3 words that are not so great, what would they choose? And it's kind of interesting to see how what they think others think reflects also what they think, and do they have self-awareness about that? I look at, do people, when I ask them about how they've addressed challenges in the past, do they think in a political way? Because I can't stand that. I think you have to be conscious of those around you in a big company and kind of bring people with you, but that's not politics. Politics is something more nefarious, and if there's any sign of politics, that person is out. And I kind of mentioned this at the start, but just passion. I want people who care, who commit, who believe, and will take some risks and will push because they have the passion, to do the great thing.